Hello, everyone, and welcome to not only the newest episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast, but potentially the beginning of the next generation of video gaming. We are on the precipice of a really fucked up time once again.
It's unfortunate.
When
you think about it, it's kind of always a fucked up time in video games. It's just a different kind of fucked up.
When has there ever not been a fucked up time? I'm trying to think. Well, I guess the past month, one thing has happened total, and it was just layoffs.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think this episode we should stay posy as much as we can.
Yeah.
And then see how long it takes to for that to slip down.
Yeah.
Anyway, hi, it's me, John, and I'm hosting. And this week we have Niall.
Hello, how's it going?
Oh shit. Hang on, my headphones turned off.
Oh no.
Great. Good start.
Okay. Hang on. Can I hear now? Hello?
Hello?
Hi. What's up?
Hello, sorry about that.
No,
my
it's
headphones turned off.
I'm keeping all this in.
Yeah.
That's fair. Now you're here.
I am. Hello. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, I guess. How are you?
I'm good now that we're recording.
Good. I'm happy to hear that.
Mm-hmm. Rose, you're here.
Hi, I'm also here.
You're up to some fucking shenanigans lately.
Oh yeah? What? Yeah? What'd I do?
Yeah, because... Well, we're going to talk about it, because you've been... Yeah, because... Well, first off, do y'all want to talk about the big news thing that's happening? Because I feel like I was kind of leading with that.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, so the reason why I'm saying we're on the precipice of the next generation of games, and the interesting thing is that I specifically remember Chooch started right around when the PS4 and the Xbox One came out.
Mm-hmm.
I remember early Chooch episodes, all of us talking about the new consoles coming out, on the way, and then we were given our talks about the consoles, and it's starting to look like the new consoles are going to be coming out sooner than later. A new generation is going to happen, and, the Switch came out, it's its own thing, and we don't know what's going on with Sony and Microsoft, but at GDC... it's 90% sure that Google is most likely going to be announcing their entry into the console race and will be making a game console.
Yeah, it's kind of like this has been one of those things that we've heard about for years, supposedly, but now it's actually happening, and nobody seems to be quite sure yet what exactly this is going to be, but I am very interested to see what they have to say, because this is potentially the biggest fucking thing it could possibly be, right? If there's any one company in the world that has that ability to just enter this and go toe to toe, it's fucking Google, unfortunately.
Yeah. Maybe Apple.
Yeah, I guess, right?
I don't know. I feel like Apple at this point, I don't think they would know how to do it based on their history with even just games on their own platforms, as is.
For sure.
But they'd have the money to at least give it a try.
They could give it a try, sure. But I feel like Google, you said, unfortunately, or fortunately, either one, is in a better position to stay, I feel like.
Right, yeah, definitely.
Sure. So, just based on what people have said, I've watched some videos with sources like Liam Robertson, so this dude knows his shit, probably. It sounds like the code name is Metallurgy.
Yeah.
Which is weird, but kind of cool.
Anime power.
It is pretty anime. And there's going to be a streaming service of some kind and a console. And Google has been in talks with Ubisoft, obviously, because they ran that Google Chrome streaming thing with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, they did.
They're having id at their GDC talk, and Liam Robertson claimed that Sega is in real deep with Google here, so much so that Google seems to be funding franchise revivals of some sort. Like, games that would never get sequels, Google is, like, stepping in and being like, yeah, you can make these sequels, but make them for our streaming service and our console. We'll be able to talk more about it next week, because it sounds like that's when they're going to reveal all this stuff, is during GDC. But yeah, there's going to be there's a very, very big chance we're going to be talking about, instead of a big 3, we're going to be talking about a big 4 pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what this thing winds up being, because, like, everyone seems to have a different idea that I've seen that you would maybe think, like, would maybe be in the know. Everyone seems to have, like, some people are saying it's just streaming, some people seem to think it's a full-on, like, console. Like, some people, like, I've seen, like, this weird, like, idea going around that it's going to be like a Roku stick or an Amazon Fire Stick, you know, and you just stream stuff, or there's going to be like a Game Pass kind of thing with it. It's all very, like, it's all very up in the air, and it's like, it's potentially a seismic shift in games, but also it's fucking Google, and I don't want Google to be successful in anything, you know, like, yeah. Google skeeves me the fuck out as a company, so I don't know, like,
No, you're right. And honestly, I'm pretty against the whole. Well, to an extent, I'm against the streaming of games thing here.
Yeah.
For one thing, it's just, it takes away so much from the consumer. It makes it so difficult to actually have ownership over the games. And, you know, you can argue that, like, Netflix and all that, but, you know, I just think having ownership of things that you really care about is important. And I think a lot, and also not just that, but I don't think that internet is good enough yet.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like,
yeah.
You keep seeing Microsoft talk about it. I remember Ubisoft talk about it, like, the past couple of years at E3, and it's like, what world do you guys live in where, like, so, like, as much of the world as you claim is, like, in good enough internet provider areas? Like, everyone I know has, like, data caps, like, really shitty internet. Like, they really have to go out of their way to, like, even get a decent connection. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
And, like, the idea of streaming a whole fucking game, like, I have friends who can't even play Final Fantasy 14 because of the internet. Like, just...
Yeah, like, I'm technically, like, using weird workarounds on, like, my mobile plan to get half-decent internet to, like, do this show. Like,
yeah.
It's, like, and I don't live that far outside of a city. Like, I'm in the middle of nowhere, but it's still, like, 20 minutes to a city. Like, you know, like, and this is a first world country, obviously, you know, Western Europe, US, Canada, like, there's still places like this that you can't fucking get good internet in. So, like, what's it going to be like in other places, you know? Like, you can't make a console just for the people who live in major metropolitan areas, because that's, you know, just ignoring a large portion of your user base. It's the fucking Don Matrick thing all over again.
Yeah.
It was like, well, we have an Xbox 360 for you. Like, well, fuck you then.
Yeah,
you know,
my God.
like, it's fucking bad. I don't know how you can run this streaming thing if that is what Google are gonna do. Like if they said, you know, like, they were gonna do a thing kind of like Microsoft is doing now, where they're releasing a digital only console, but it was downloads, I could see that maybe, but straight up streaming, like, I don't think we're there yet. Like, 5G is not there yet. None of this is there yet.
Yeah.
You guys, like, have the data cap stuff, like, over there, like, which I know is apparently a huge issue. So, like, I don't know who this is for.
I know. It's for people who live in, like, the cities where these consoles are made, basically.
Yeah. People who live in San Francisco.
At least Solon could use it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Solon is going to be the only person qualified to talk about video games, on this fucking show within, like, a year.
But yeah, we'll talk about it more next week. 'Cause who knows what it is right now? It's all speculation so far, but Google. But Rose, I guess to touch upon what I guess people have been waiting to hear from you. You've been playing Devil May Cry 5.
I've been playing a lot of Devil May Cry 5, which is probably the best character action game made yet, I would say.
Wow.
I think, it's really fascinating. I've had a lot of talks with some people about this, but it's really cool to see how Devil May Cry obviously was, sort of a pioneer for the genre. It pretty much invented it, to an extent with the original. And then it's obviously been the most popular example of it for a while. But after 2007, I think that's when 4 came out. You have the reboot, but aside from the reboot, it's just been fucking gone. The original development team hasn't made anything like that in that time at all. And since then, Platinum's come to exist, and they've made a ton of Platinum games. There's been a couple of other games like Heavenly Sword or God of War, if you want to go in that direction, even though God of War is less in depth, obviously. But it's interesting to see them come back now and really follow up on everything that's come out since then and really perfect this package of what a new character action game would be like. Because for a long time the genre sort of felt like it's just, this is what you're going for. You're going for the Devil May Cry 3 style thing, right? With items and skill upgrades and stuff like that. And they do a good job of bridging the thing, bridging things in general, just hey, there's an auto assist combat mode, stuff like that. Bayonetta 2 started to go in that direction, but it didn't really have a good solution for it. But this has a really good one where it's it makes button prompts easier and stuff like that. You don't have to remember quarter circles and shit like fighting games. And it just, everything feels good. Because I feel that's the thing with character action games, right? Is they feel good if you're at a high level, but they look like the clunkiest thing in the world when you're trying to even get your hands on it.
Right, if you're just trying to get into them, and this is kind of the problem I've always had with them is it just almost defaults to just 4 light attacks and a heavy. That's the trap that it's very easy, I feel to fall into with that kind of game.
Absolutely, especially when you're starting out and you're seeing other people playing that game, for example, say Bayonetta or whatever, and they're doing high level bullshit with a bunch of items and stuff like that and backflips and all this bullshit, and you can't do that yet. You can't do that for a long time. This game does a good job of. Not only, I was slightly worried, I will say, on a note, because they had the microtransactions before the game came out. That was a bit of a stir. But the in-game economy is totally fine. I'm on the second difficulty up from the default hard mode, and I have pretty much all of the skills. And a lot of the skills just end up being upgrades. It's really easy to get the core moves. Pretty immediately, since you can just sort of pick and choose, which is good because in past Devil May Cry games, it's sort of been you unlock the weapon, okay, but now half of these moves cost 30,000 orbs, for example, or something, which is a large amount. And it's well, I have to just get one move per level now. Now it's more oh yeah, every time I finish a level, I can go buy 7 moves, which feels pretty good.
Yeah, something that I saw some people saying was that the microtransactions were basically made for super extra hardcore people that are I have watched every single video of this game. I could play this game with my eyes closed before I open the wrapper. So I'm just gonna pay an extra $10, have all the orbs that I would ever need, and buy every single upgrade and just go to town.
Yeah, pretty much. But I even don't think it's that hard to do it on your own. But yeah, if it's someone who really wants to get in and be cultivating their skills immediately, I guess that would be the thing people do.
Just start making their YouTube combo videos.
Yeah,
That's what they need right now.
Yeah, the combo mads. But yeah, so this has done a good job of like making things more accessible. You start out with a lot more moves than usual. Like I said, it's easier to get them. They removed items completely, which is the best thing they could have done. And I wish all character action games would do this, because I hate items. Most character action games ended up like past Devil May Cry games, Bayonetta, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. They all penalize you for using items in the first place. Like they take points off your score at the end. Which I always thought was like, well, this is stupid. Why even have the items then if you're not going to like be wanting to use them in actual play? So there's no items at all, and you can feel like the game really has been designed to be like, oh yeah, you're not going to be, for example, pulling out a holy water to kill everything in the room or something, like you would in a past Devil May Cry game. The enemies are all really designed well. All three characters are really cool, especially V, who controls like a summoner. I think we've said it before. You control a tiger or a panther with your triangle attack, which would normally be your sword thing, and you control a bird that shoots like things like a gun, and you can use all that, and then you can summon a giant thing that's sort of autonomous. And you're just sort of staying away in the distance, only coming in to do finishing moves. And it's actually, I was really worried about that character before the game came out, because the idea of playing a character action game where you're not upfront in the action is kind of weird.
Yeah.
And you worry about like the degree to which you'll be able to, you know, lock things into your head, like get the combos right, because you're not manually doing it. Like you're manually doing it, but not like doing it yourself. Like you're making something else do it. And there can be that disconnect, but it actually feels really good, and it's super easy to get used to after a while. And like V's probably the character I'm best at being, other than Dante, who Dante just plays like the idealized version of how he has always played. But yeah, that game's fucking great. It really rang back to me like all the things I disliked about the reboot DMC Devil May Cry, because like something I will actually say about that game is that the definitive edition of that game at least tried to make that game have more of a like skill ceiling, I guess, because that game was very set up around the idea of, oh, you're just going to be doing this gimmick for these new enemy types that are introduced, for example. Whereas like normal Devil May Cry is just like, you can use anything on any of these enemies, but they might have a gimmick to them, but all of your moves still work on them.
Okay.
Whereas like in the reboot, it was like, you have to use the grappling hook to get behind it, and then use the other grappling hook to pull it down, and then you can attack it and stuff like that. Or you have to be only using red weapons, or you have to be only using blue weapons, which kind of like ended up limiting your options in terms of combo potential, and like to me, to a degree, feeling cool about doing stuff, because it's just like you end up doing the same like 2 different combos for every single enemy. Whereas in DMC5, for example, you can do like infinite combos on everything, and you can just make your own fun and do like all this crazy shit. Especially once you beat the game and your moveset for Nero completely changes, and you can do a whole bunch of crazy shit all of a sudden, which I really like because it encourages that sort of replayability that you're supposed to have in these types of games. Devil May Cry. Sorry, I'm so like scatterbrained because it's like that game is so good. What else? That story for that game is fan service. It just is just like the ultimate, like, do you like Devil May Cry? Here you fucking go. It has like some of the, like, I think it has the best bosses in the series. I think it has the best music in the series. I think it has just everything about it is the best in that series, and I just think the best in character action games in general, which really makes me go like, man, Bayonetta 3 is going to have to be really fucking good.
Right.
To compete with this.
So, like, one of like I guess the question I have for you is like, as somebody who's never gotten into Devil May Cry or character action in general, like how like the way I've seen people talk about this game makes me want to try it, but DMC kind of has a reputation as being difficult to get into at best.
Totally. Like, especially when you look at like the old ones, like I said, like, hey, not a new release besides the special edition thing they did recently for 4. Like, not a release in 2007, and even then in 2007 people were kind of calling it dated. But yeah, this is like, I've always said that Metal Gear Rising is the pinnacle of accessibility or like approachability for the character action genre. Like, it's really easy to get in and do it and like understand everything. You don't have to like do crazy combos or anything like that to go through and enjoy it. I feel like this is the same way. Like, all of the characters have like a ton of things that you can do, but they're like, there's a ton of stuff you can do without doing all of that crazy shit also.
Right. Okay.
So like, for example, like, a good example would be Nero. Okay, so Nero has like all of his arms and stuff. All of his arms are super easy to use. They're like, I think there's only one that's slightly hard to figure out how to use. And even like the description in the game says this one's tough. Like, but like the rest of them are like pretty easy. Like, you press circle and you do something. You mash circle, or you like use circle in a specific way. You hold it down to do a special attack. Like, it's very straightforward with that, and like, it's more like you figuring out how this would work in this situation, which I like. But Nero also has like the engine rev on his sword that you like have to like rev up and charge and stuff like that. And there's like special things where it's like, oh yeah, if you press the rev button when you're doing an attack perfectly, you get the rev stuff, and that will make your moves do different stuff. But you don't even have to do that to get a triple S or something like that, or like even to like just get through the game. Like, you never have to even touch that. You can just do like a bunch of his normal moves, like just forward triangle and stuff like that, or like doing the guns, and it's all like really easy controls, even outside of the easy, the whatever, I think it's like the assist mode, I think they called it, that they put in. It's just really approachable, I feel like, and I think it's like also the easiest of these games so far, because, I mean, there's a meme with Devil May Cry where it's like, hey, like when you get to the Virgil fight in Devil May Cry 3, everyone always gets like completely demolished. In like, when you die 3 times, I think in that game, you get like easy mode is now unlocked or whatever. Like, you never run into something like that until like, I would say near the end of the game, but that feels like a natural skill curve where it's like, yeah, you're used to the game now, so here's some shit.
Right. It's less like throwing you in at the deep end and just being like the first, you know what you're doing. Yeah, like the first few levels straight up introduce enemy types one by one, and like we'll have like, and then like sort of gradually make them intermingle and stuff like that in a really natural way that is a lot better than past Devil May Cry games, where it's like they don't do enemy introductions in the old Devil May Cry games. They just do like, hey, you're in a room now and there's a fucking ghost, I guess. Like, they really let you go up like one-on-one with a new type of enemy, or like maybe one-on-two, and figure things out in a way that's like fun but not hard at first. And then like the higher difficulties do stuff like, hey, now that you know how the game is, we sprinkled in a whole bunch of enemies fucking everywhere, and like now you know what to do with it, so we have do some fucking shit. Right. But I mean, I guess it's that thing of actually introducing the enemies sensibly to you is like a big difference. A big change. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because that's like, like my very brief time with that series has been just like there's so much that I feel like I'm expected to know, and it's just like, oh hey, here's 4 styles for Dante, fucking just go for it. Like, okay, thanks. Like, great, I've never played one of these before. Yeah. Like, great, like, real accessible. Like, that was kind of like where I fell off trying which one was it? Was it 4 that had that in it? I can't remember. Whatever the last one I tried had all the different styles, and it was probably either 4 or 3. Like, both of them had stuff that. Okay, yeah. I was just like, I feel like this is a game for people who already know this, and I'm just lost. So. Yeah, and that's been the problem with these. Like, I think this game does a great job in like pretty much every department of being like, hey, have you never played any of these? Like, they have a video at the opening on the main menu that's like the history of Devil May Cry,
where it's like does a little montage to explain everything that's happened, including the anime, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard because that anime fucking sucks. They don't even acknowledge Devil May Cry 2 either, which is the really bad one. It's really funny. But yeah, like there's a lot of really great tutorials. Like even in the end of the game, I was still getting tutorials like that really easily explained what was going on or what I had to do. And there's no like weird puzzles either, which I think is a big plus kind of, because I don't know if you know old Devil May Cries, but they have like just weird, bizarre platforming stuff and puzzles that is not great.
Weird.
Yeah, so I've been bashing my head here and there against DMC3.
It's an old game.
Yeah, and it's like it's just the fights. The boss fights are bullshit. Like, yeah. I don't think that they explain how to do anything at all. There's no tells whatsoever. You know, I don't need like Star Fox style flashing weak points, but at the same time, it's just like they really just drop you into rooms and expect you to just figure it out immediately.
Totally.
And it's really dumb.
Like
there was some fucking the one that I'm stuck on right now. I'm not even sure I'm doing it right. It's this like worm creature, and I shoot it, and it like the outer layer on it turns red, and then once I do the entire length of it, it like scurries away really quickly. I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to do, if I'm not supposed to do. Like I don't know. It just makes no sense, and it just like. I feel like I'm gonna have to buy a fucking strategy guide for this shit just to figure out where to smack my sword.
No, yeah, that's the thing about the old Devil May Cry games, and that's the sort of sensibility I'm talking about that they've moved away from, is like, or like done smarter, I should say, is like the idea that back then it was supposed to be like, you play through the game, you play it again, you play it again, you play it again, you know, like you're supposed to like, oh yeah, now I know every single encounter and stuff like that. And that's not a great design philosophy, to be real with you. As someone who is like the DMC3 fucker, I've got a fucking wall scroll over there of it. Like, it's not great design. And that's why I really appreciate about 5 is like, none of the bosses have like weird gimmicks to them that are frustrating. They're all just like bigger enemies, basically. In a lot more interesting ways. Like they'll all have their own unique patterns and their own unique thing going on, but they won't be like that worm where it's like, what is going on? It's like, you'll always know what you need to do in these boss fights. And like, that also opens up the possibilities with like, for example, in Nero's fights, which I really, really like because of all his arms, like you can do stuff like, oh, if you have the Buster arm, all of a sudden you can do like special like boss counter moves on all of the bosses, and like figuring out to do that and stuff like that is really cool and satisfying. Instead of being like, oh wow, like I guess I'll figure this out on the 7th time or something like that.
Yeah, so you're making it sound like 5 has good replay value instead of you basically need to replay this game to get any kind of enjoyment whatsoever.
Yeah, no, like, if you just wanted, like, I feel like if you played through Devil May Cry 5 multiple times, you'll get more out of it, but, like, if you play through Devil May Cry 5 and you're the type of person who only wants to play through once, you're not going to be missing out on that much. Like, the game won't feel lesser because you're not doing that.
Okay.
And I really appreciate it about that, because all of the games in this genre are like that. Like, even Bayonetta, I love Bayonetta to bits. It's still like that, like, with the items and stuff like that, and the costumes and everything, like...
Yeah, like, I like Bayonetta, but there's, like, 0% chance I'm gonna be playing through that shit on non-stop climax or whatever it's called.
Non-stop infinite climax. But yeah, I know, I totally get you. Like, yeah, Devil May Cry 5 is a really fucking good game. I feel like even it being easy, it's like I had plenty of times towards the end of the game, like I said, where it gets harder, where I ended up getting like D's and stuff like that in the scoring, and I was like, oh well, I'll learn it next time, and then I came back and like got like a B, and then like moved gradually up in the ranks, and that feels really good, especially in a game that feels as good as Devil May Cry 5 does, instead of like, you know, Devil May Cry 3, which is a PS2 game.
All right.
yeah, fantastic game. I cannot recommend it enough.
Well, thank you for that, Rose. Is there anything else you want to leave off on, or?
They're putting out the Bloody Palace in like a month. I don't know if you know what the Bloody Palace is.
It's like a challenge mode thing, right?
Yeah, it's like 100 floors or something like that of like a bunch of like generated fights, and I love that shit. I live for it.
Oh, that's neat.
And there's also like
and then
Virgil in the files.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, they're finding other characters in the files already, so...
Yeah, so, like...
do you think... who all do you think is gonna be playable? Because, like, you know, you're saying that Virgil's in the files. Do you think it's just gonna be Lady and Trish, maybe?
So,
or is there anyone else?
There's apparently there was, like, people going through the files saw, like, a tether for some DLC DLC names, and one of the names was Ladies Night, which based on the ending of that game, it probably is the Lady and Trish DLC. I kind of worry about how Lady and Trish will be in this game. Like, well, feel compared to how they did in 4. Because when they came out in 4 Special Edition, they felt really cool because they don't play like anyone else. Like, Lady has like a ton of guns and she's doing all this crazy shit with guns. But they gave all of her gun shit to Dante in this game. So it's like... Is she just going to play like Dante then? But either way, I feel like it's probably going to be those 3. Some people are, for some reason, thinking they're going to bring back the Devil May Cry 2 girl. I will never expect that to happen, ever. But yeah, I'm expecting those 3, basically. Pretty much.
Okay. Sounds cool.
I'm interested to see what the DLC will be for that game. Because, you know, Devil May Cry existed before DLC. Pretty much. Old ones, like the reboot did do 1. They did the Virgil like mini expansion, so I wonder if it'll just be like that style of thing. But yeah,
well, I think it would be leaving a lot of money on the table if they didn't capitalize on that, because this game has so much goodwill and it's also a good game.
Yeah,
so I think
it's fantastic.
People are gonna be happy to give them more money.
Absolutely. I mean. Fucking Capcom makes games again that are good. They do it.
It's pretty wild.
What the hell? It's like, yeah, I my entire thought time, like, playing DMC5, my entire thought was just like, oh, I can't believe this exists. Like, I can't believe this is real.
Capcom's back.
Oh, it's so good. I'm really excited to see where they go with not only this, but, like, Resident Evil and everything else now. Like, those 2 games have generated so much goodwill in my eyes, like, over the past month.
I really think that the only thing that they could do to generate more goodwill would be Legends 3, but, you know, who knows about that? Like, I can't think of anything else that would... I mean, maybe
Battle
like Dino
Network
Crisis
7.
or some shit. Oh, for you, maybe, but, like, for normal people, probably not.
Get out of here, John. Wow. Battle Network has more beloved... Hey, which game didn't even get a 3rd entry, and which game got, like, 8? Yeah, that's what I fucking thought, John. Boom.
Well, that's because Legends is a little more special, and also it got 3, alright? Don't count out Misadventures of Tron.
Yeah.
Tron, that's a good-ass puzzle game, alright?
Yeah.
Anyway... Niall, please tell us about your adventures in logging on, please.
Yeah, I went back to the year 1999.
As you are to do.
As I am to do. I put on my headband and I went to bed and I had a nightmare. Yeah, I played Hypnospace Outlaw, and that game is pretty great. So it's basically like... It's sort of like Orwell in that it is a game about trying to uncover crimes people are committing via the internet, except it's the internet in 1999, and it's all like on GeoCities, basically, and you're asleep while you use the internet, and it is just wild. Like, it is... They've gone and created this entire internet of just crappy, like, bad HTML and, like, under construction signs and just gaudy design, and it's so good and so like on the nose. Like playing it, I felt a lot like, oh, I know these people. Like I was this person, or like, yeah, this is a good like recreation of like a confused baby boomer in the 90s trying to figure out how a computer works. Yeah, like I almost don't want to say too much about it because it's just so packed full of jokes. That like when I wrote a review for the site, and like when I was writing that review, I was very purposefully trying to be like, okay, what should I mention and what should I not mention? Like, should I mention the Chowder Man? Like, should I mention like, so the Chowder Man is, he's Kid Rock, essentially.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Except he sings about food. He has a whole arc through the game. You find out that like in the 80s he was the lead singer of the Chowder Man and the Boys, who were like the biggest band in the world, and then he fell on hard times, and he has his own personal website where people are like asking him questions, and he's real defensive about being washed up. He's like, no, I didn't sell the Chowder Copter, and if you come to this music festival, like, I'm picking people out of the crowd to come ride in my Chowder Copter with me. There's like a teen zone with like these edgy kids who are like trying to be cool, and you as you go through the game, you find out that like, or by reading through the lines, you find out like that they've made their own like secondary pages for fake girlfriends and stuff so that they can look cool on the internet, by like giving off the impression that they have girlfriends.
That sounds like the old internet, or even the current internet, honestly. Yeah,
even the current internet. They created like their own genres of music, so like, the main one is called Cool Punk, which is sort of a it's like, it's themed after the snowman mascot from like a Coke commercial, basically, in universe, that somebody sampled and made really bad music of, and then it became like the biggest genre in hypnospace. And there's a whole like subplot about Cool Punk and its rivalry with the like Earth Haze and Fungus Scene music. Like, it's fucking wild, and the whole thing is just, it's such a spot on recreation of 1999 internet, like right down to the fucking Bonsai Buddy analog Professor Helper, who is just like, I would smack Professor Helper if I saw him. Wow. He is just like, he pops up and he's like, hey, do you need some help? And you click yeah, and then it's like, here's 10 fucking pop-ups trying to sell you like shit, and then you try to remove him and he's like, you gotta pay us in Hypno Coin to uninstall this, and just like, oh, you motherfucker, Professor Helper. I fucking hate you, Professor Helper. There's a weird, like, obsession with food that runs through the game, too. Like, in addition to Chowder Man, like, there's this weird sort of soda milk style food item that is extremely popular called Granny Cream's Hot Butter Ice Cream. Which, from what I can tell from the jingle, is made by taking hot butter and you pour it on ice cream. You mix it up, and then you freeze it, and then once it's frozen, you take it out and you heat it back up until you can eat it as a soup, which sounds gross, I guess.
My intestines are already hurting from that. Like,
yeah, like that kind of shit is just like running all through it. The tutorial even like just feels like old CD-ROM software. Like, it's animated in such a way, like has that weird voiceover that sometimes breaks and is just replaced by like this monotone dude just being like, And then you click the one and it takes you to the next thing. Like, it's just, it's so fucking good. I really like that game. I don't want to say too much about the content of it because a lot of it is stuff people should see themselves, but yeah, I think of the sort of emerging fake using a computer genre of games that has kind of come around the past few years, I think it's probably like the best actual game of those. It's not my favorite, obviously, but like as a game, it has a lot more going on than, you know, Orwell or Need to Know or even like Emily's Away. It's more of a game. It's sort of, you know, like you are like having to go through all this stuff on the internet and find weird backdoors and hack into different like file sharing FTP servers and shit to find illegal stuff people are doing. It's surprisingly in depth and surprisingly like accurate, and yeah, I think it's really good.
Wonderful.
It sounded like everything I've seen of that game. Like I hadn't seen it until we were working on posting your review, and I looked it up and I was like, wow. Like I'm always impressed by these games and their dedication to like really trying to nail that presentation style.
Yeah, it really nails what they're going for. It's kind of vaporwavy looking, but like I think it's a lot less like annoying, and
it's no Blood Dragon.
Yeah, exactly. Like it, but it kind of like you can get a vaporwave wallpaper for your desktop with the fucking bust statue, like Greek bust on it or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't like force you down that, and you know. The music is more varied than just vaporwave. You know, there's shitty electro, shitty rap rock, like all the stuff you want out of like bad 90s everything. It does a really good job at all that stuff.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
It seems more like a representation than an homage. Like it's like, hey, we're trying to recreate this instead of like be like, hey, this was awesome. We're just like really trying to go in and make that vibe again.
Yeah, it really feels like they understand what makes those, or like what made stuff like GeoCities weird and like novel, and what kind of people were, I guess, populating those services. Mm-hmm. So as opposed to just being like, I looked at an aesthetic blog on Tumblr and now I'm going to make a video game about this, you know? Mm-hmm. Which is sort of what a lot of games, I guess, that try to do that kind of stuff do. And like, I think it does a really good job at, like, one of the hardest things that, like, I think when you're making art is when you're trying to make something good, but that is like evocative of stuff that is shitty and bad. And I think this does a really good job at this. Like, the joke in it isn't like it's funny because it's shitty. It's funny because we understand like the nuances behind this and why people made the decisions they made back then that were shitty. You know, like it understands that like there's more to it than just going, "Ha, it's funny because it's bad." So
yeah, it's not just trying to be. Yeah, exactly. Like it's sort of like reveling in like, not reveling in it, but like reminding of it, I guess, like of that feeling, instead of just being like, ha, you know, this feeling. It's more like, hey, this was the feeling, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much exactly what it's good at. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Niall.
Reviews on the site if people want to read more about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reviews
good
on the
review.
Site. So, this week has been a good week for game preservation, at the very least. Oh. I can say that much. So, first off, two unreleased games... Well, I guess this isn't really a first off, this is both of the things. Two unreleased games were discovered and are being archived in some way. The first one was a cancelled NES game that was called... yeah, here it is. UWC Wrestling is a wrestling game, of course, made in the 1989. It was made in 1989. And it featured 8 playable wrestlers from the UWC age of wrestling, the sort of pre-WCW, WCW. So you have such icons as the Road Warriors, Sting, Ric Flair, and some other dudes like Jimmy Garvin and beautiful Bobby Eaton that I do not know.
That's like real 80s fucking WCW, like real Southern wrestling.
Yep. So they canceled it because right around the time that it was going to be coming out, that was when UWC got turned into WCW by Ted Turner. And so they just scrapped it because, there's not really a reason to put out a game for something so outdated. But it's been found. YouTube user Stephen Reese, who's also a game collector, found it and archived it, showed it on a video. There's a video of it, and then sent it over to the Game History Foundation. And Frank Cifaldi has already dumped it. So it is available online. I'm not exactly sure where, but if you dig around a little bit, you could definitely find it, and you can play it if you want. So that game has been saved from not existing, basically. So that's really neat.
And that was a game that like nobody even knew existed, right? Like it just showed up one day, pretty much.
Exactly. It's kind of bizarre that it exists at all. But I'm glad that it's been saved and that it's not just getting thrown away. Because, hey, it's cool. And then the second one that has been saved, that is just plain crazy. There was a game called High 10 Bomberman that Hudson created all the way back in 1993. It was called High 10 Bomberman because it was the first HD video game.
Wow.
And you could play as 10 bomber people and play against each other. And it was playable on the first HD televisions, which at the time cost about $2 million. This game was so high-tech that it wasn't running on just a console. It was running on its own proprietary console, so this console could only run this game.
Only the best for Bomberman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this was also thought to be lost. But, it seems as though Takahashi Meijin, a.k.a. the 16-shot Meijin, the one and only best game player of the early 80s, who could press the A button 16 times in a second, and was also the inspiration for the main character of Adventure Island. He actually had a copy of it, and I'm not sure where exactly he sent it, but he did send it somewhere for it to get archived, and they are trying to get it up and running so it can be emulated in some way. But it is very difficult because, again, this was running on a proprietary console. This was running on something that only it could run. But it does sound like people are working hard to get this game archived. Well, at the very least, it is archived. Like, they have a copy of it. It is safe. But who knows if, at all, it will ever be playable to the public, but people are working on it as we speak. So that's pretty neat. Rose, what else have you been up to?
I had a death flu last week. It was just I was sleeping like forever and lying in bed, and I decided I'm going to play a bunch of random fucking mobile games that exist. So I tried a few. First one I tried, which I don't know if I'd mentioned this before, but have you ever heard of Another Eden?
Never.
Maybe?
Alright, so it's directed and written by the Chrono Trigger guy. The guy who directed Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross. And it's literally, I can't even call this one like a gacha game because it has like pulls and stuff like that, but it's really weird. I don't know how to describe it. It's just a JRPG. Like, it's literally just like a 90s JRPG on a phone.
Okay.
But like, you get party members like normal, like just through the story. You go around doing like errands for people, like side quests or whatever. You go around to all these fantasy locales. There's time travel, etc. Like, it's all that stuff. And then also there's an extra gacha element where you can pull random characters unrelated to anything. And that doesn't interfere with the game, because again, they just give you characters. It's very strange. It's very strange. It really is just a JRPG, like I said. It's pretty alright. I'm only a few chapters into it, but so far it's been just Chrono Trigger pretty much. Or I guess more
there's
Chrono
worse
Cross.
games it could be,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, like, oh damn, it's like Chrono Trigger. Shit, now
Yeah,
it's in trouble.
terrible. Jeez.
No one likes that one. But yeah, so that game's really weird. I don't know how they make their money because I can't see anyone actually spending money on that gacha, I guess. Because, like, why would you? As far as I know, there's no, like, PvP or anything, or, like, grinding, as far as I can tell. Like, because it's just a JRPG. You're just going through the story, and then you wait for more story to come out. Really weird to me. And the other game I've been playing is Honkai Impact 3rd, which is just Bayonetta on phones.
That sounds dreadful.
Yeah.
So, I thought the same, and that's why I initially checked it out, because I was like, I need to see how horrible this is. And then, it controls better than you think. It really does.
Well, I mean, when you told me that, I kind of felt like it would control, like, trying to swim through a sewer, but, maybe that's a positive.
It controls a lot better than that. Like, for real. Like, you control with a virtual joystick. Okay, it's not that bad, I promise. But, and you have a dedicated button for dodging, and then you just, like, tap another button, and you can do, like, DMC style combos, like, for example, punch, delay, punch, stuff like that, or whatever. But it's a lot of, like, flashy stuff, and then you also have skills instead of, like, having to do a lot of button prompts, so it's, like, a lot more straightforward, and it's, like, using the skills to basically set up situations where you can do long combos without being interrupted. And it's pretty fun. I honestly was expecting to hate it. And then it's just like, oh, this is fun. But one thing, the localization is terrible.
Oh.
It's one of the worst I've ever seen for one of these games. Where everyone talks like... Well, so like, it feels like computer translated, like machine translated. Like a lot of just like very gruff, like straightforward speaking, but then like peppered into it will randomly be like, I don't know, like shit people would say on South Park in 2006, but not like the offensive shit, just like stuff like give me money and stuff like that. Like, it's so bizarre. I don't know how to describe it.
So, are there any characters that are asking you to respect their authority or something?
It's basically like that. It's basically like that.
Christ.
But like,
that's not good.
It's like that vibe, but not the exact thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Yeah, it's that same style of talking. It's just so bizarre. But I'm still enjoying it because you can just... It's kind of like Another Eden to an extent, where it's like you can just get all of the different characters and play as them without doing the gacha stuff. And it's just like, it's a little edgy, so...
Well, here's the question: does the gacha give you like a swimsuit variant or something? Because that would be the only reason why I would.
No, it doesn't. The gacha is weapons and PNGs of women that you equip to your women. And there was one that, well, we won't talk about that. There was one that were just like, she had everything out. That's all I'm going to say.
Her whole ass and breast out?
No, just,
Mm-hmm.
This is a family show.
Pussy out?
Yeah, pussy out. Yeah, John.
Pussy out?
Pussy out. All the way.
What the hell?
It was like mind-blowing. It was like, like people talk about vacuum-sealed clothing? It was that.
Oh, I don't...
But like she was doing like the boobs and butt, like, the boobs and butt pose or whatever.
Yeah.
And then but you could see the whole thing.
You could also see pussy out? Oh,
Yeah.
That's not good.
It was insane. And like a couple of the designs were like that. I was like, how do they get away with this?
That's not good.
It's not great.
That's not good.
But I've been actually enjoying that game, to be quite honest. Like,
fair enough.
It does some interesting ideas that you can tell they're really trying, at least. Like, there's this weird, like, open world procedurally generated thing they have going for it, which is actually kind of... Yeah, I know. Like, that's like a side mode you can just do in it. And I actually kind of like that idea for real character action games in the future, maybe. Like... Because, like... I mean, like, the Bloody Palace is almost that, where it's like, you're just going in and doing your combos on a bunch of random arenas and stuff like that. But imagine if it's like, oh yeah, we procedurally generated this forever, instead of it just being the same few every time. Like, that would be cool for Devil May Cry 5, a game that plays very good.
Sure, or just like anything like that, really.
All
right.
Yeah, so those are 2 games I've played. I'm trying to think, was there any other ones? I played Girls Frontline again.
I'm gonna stop you here.
Yeah, that's fun. You can marry the guns.
I'm gonna stop you right fucking now.
Marry them. They're getting wedding dresses.
Stop.
They're guns.
Stop.
You know what else has got wedding dresses now is Dead or Alive 6. Those came out today.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
No,
the first batch of them
fucking
did.
hog wilds with that game.
Yeah.
The free version of that dropped too.
Yeah, it did.
I heard like that apparently if you get the free version, you should just play it until you want to buy someone and then just buy the full ass game. That is what I have heard about it.
Yeah, that's like the cheapest way.
That's so fucking...
Because it's like massively expensive, I think, to like buy everything piecemeal out of the free version of that. I mean, like the fucking like the wedding costumes, if you buy them by like the first pack of the wedding costumes, which is for like 8 characters or something, is $20 like for just that, and that's insane.
They know their market.
They do, and yeah, that's a shame that their market is willing to pay that.
Yeah, it is.
Niall, what's going on with Trials Rising?
Yeah, I played some of that. It is, on the surface at least, it is just like Trials ass Trials, which is, pretty good. I like Trials. It's a great, like, I want to play a video game for 20 minutes type of game. But it has, like, just some of the worst bells and whistles around it, like, that I've seen in a game in a long fucking time. Like, just on a fundamental, like, design level, it has a horrible, like, user interface. It is just, like, impossible to tell what you have done and haven't done. Because it's just it literally shows you a map of the world and then just like has markers for each thing, but like there's no real good distinct way of seeing what you've already done or like what's new or whatever. So that's just a pain in the ass. But it also has a loot box system that is, I think, the worst loot box system I've seen, because you just like get duplicates in every single fucking box. Like, I have gotten so many pairs of boxing gloves and so many fucking jean jackets that like I must have had like if I like you can sell stuff, you don't automatically get currency for for duplicates, but you can sell them off for a little currency, which I don't know, you can't really spend on that much. But like if I hadn't sold all my duplicates off, I would probably have like 20 of the same jacket and 20 of the same helmet, and it's the kind of shit that makes you like just not want to play that game because it's so sketchy and skeevy. And like there's different kinds of loot boxes, and I'm level like 41 I think at this point, and I've never gotten any of the good loot boxes. It's always been just like the most basic ass loot box, and it's just like, man, fuck you, Ubisoft. Like, I used to love Trials, and now you're making me hate Trials because of this fucking bullshit. Like,
I hadn't played any of the Trials since Evolution. What is your take on them? Like, whatever, it's Fusion, and what's the other one? It's
Trials of the Blood Dragon. Is that what it's called? I think that was the shitty one, I think. Like I feel like this new Trials is more like Trials Evolution was. Like it's just basic ass like Trials. They took out the like stunt stuff and they took out all the bullshit. It's just, well, they took out all the old bullshit and put in the new like monetization bullshit. But like in terms of actual mechanics and playing it, it is just a very basic Trials game, which is kind of what I want out of a Trials game, is just that. I don't think it's worth like the $25 that they're charging for it. Like I think it's more of a $15 game, especially when you're gonna include all that microtransaction stuff in it. There's some like fun side stuff. Like there's like a whole thing you go through of like, you play basketball by launching yourself off the fucking bike and trying to grab the ball from the air and put yourself through the hoop. Like that kind of shit is still fun when they do it, but yeah, that fucking microtransaction stuff just makes me not want to play Trials, and yeah.
That's the worst thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause like the excuse that Ubisoft and all these other companies use is like, oh, it's just cosmetic, it's optional, you don't have to do it. And it's like, yeah, but you're fucking like constantly giving me new loot boxes that are full of useless fucking duplicates.
Yeah, like you're telling me you want me to care about it, like to such an insane degree, and then
you've rigged your system in such a way to like try and make me care about it so that I can, you know, have my character dab or whatever. Like
you need that. You need that in a Trials game.
I really want the fucking dab, but I haven't gotten it yet. But you know, like, I'm not gonna pay real money just to see the little biker man do a dab, you know? Like
the people in the boardroom meeting are like, "Why didn't it sell? We thought people would." We thought people wanted to pay to see the biker man dab.
Yeah, you know. Well, if they had flossing in there,
maybe, you're right.
You know,
that
maybe people would have. Yeah, or the Carlton or whatever the fuck. But yeah, like, man, fucking, I hate it. Like, I hate that Ubisoft ruined such a good game with such bullshit.
Yeah.
But that's fucking AAA video games, baby. Like, fuck.
Sure is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Don't buy Trials unless it's on sale, I guess, is what I would say. And don't give Ubisoft any more money if you do.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Ubisoft's been so bad about all of the... I don't know if I talked about it on the show, but man, finding out that their whole, like, the Odyssey controversy with the DLC and everything.
XP stuff.
No, not even that. Like the heterosexuality imposed on like gay players and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like all of that was like me just going like, yeah, that sounds like video games. Finding out the achievement for finishing that DLC was called Growing Up was like, holy shit, guys. Like they just changed that like I think last week, but I was like losing my mind when I found that out. It just feels like there's no way this isn't intended, right? Like all this terrible shit. Like there's no way it's just like any degree of like not paying attention enough or like poor management. It's almost like strict management. I feel like it's very deliberate.
Yeah, that really does feel like somebody was like, no, you gotta call it this. I'm the director. I say you call it this. Like, it's... Fuck, man. Like, that's so bad. I hate that.
Ugh.
And, like, it always seems like Ubisoft that makes, like, the weirdest decisions around this kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, totally. Like,
at least with, like, Activision or EA, you know it's just, like, pure greed motivating them, but Ubisoft always have these, like, weird, bizarre, like, tricks that they try and pull on this shit, and it's just, like, stop, please, stop the Guillemot brothers. Like,
God. Like, yeah, like, I mean, like, you initially thought, like, that XP stuff is fucking crazy, and, like, all, like, the gear rebalancing, did you see that? Like...
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Because like Ubisoft had been out there just basically being like, yeah, we just want like to make less games and keep people playing them for longer, so like we can make more money out of them, and that certainly seems like what like everything they're doing with Assassin's Creed seems to be. So fuck that, like fuck Ubisoft. John.
Yes.
Tell me about Pokemon or something. I don't know. Tell me about something good.
Yeah, come
okay. I had a pretty good string of luck in regards to finding rare things this past week. First things first, I found a shiny Pokemon, which is pretty cool. I found a shiny Zubat. That was pretty neat. I'm still kind of looking for other shiny Pokemon, but that was cool, you know? I found a shiny Geodude pretty recently, too. I think that was around the same time. So 2 shiny Pokemon, that's pretty cool. But the thing that is, like, legitimately fucking crazy, I had to go visit my mom at the beginning of spring break, because she was like, John, you never visit. And I was like, alright, I'll come and visit for a little bit. And, you know, me being a good son, we went and saw the Captain Marvel, and that was okay. It was just okay. And then after that, I was like, okay, I gotta go home because I have an appointment tomorrow. So on the way home, I was like, you know, I'm gonna stop real quick, and I'm gonna pick up 1 booster pack of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm just gonna buy 1. So I stop by, I pick up a pack, I open it, and I don't remember if y'all remember me mentioning, I'm never gonna have that super rare $100 Phantasme dragon that everyone calls the Thanos dragon. I'm never gonna have that because it's $100. Well, I pulled it.
Hell yeah.
It's not especially useful by itself. I mean, well, it is, but it's better to have 3 of them in the deck. But that's still crazy that I got one. It's worth over $100 actually. It's like $110. But I added it to my deck because I'm playing Salamangreats now, which is like the meta deck right now. I'm not playing like the perfect version of it because if I did, I would have to spend another maybe $400. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to just play with what I have and maybe buy some of the reprints of the rare cards when they come out in a few weeks, because that's what's happening, and anyone who's going to pay $100 for Infinite Impermanence is a fucking idiot. But that's that. I flipped out in my car. I started screaming. I started going, I got a Thanos dragon! I started screaming in my car, and I'm really glad that nobody tried to, like, beat me up or something because I was flipping out. But that's that.
I imagine if I saw somebody screaming at a Pokemon card or a Yu-Gi-Oh card in their car, I'd be like, we need to do something about this.
When are they going to make a law about this?
This needs to be stopped right now. Let's see here. I'll just talk about the rest of the news that's been going on because it's fucking weird. First one, this one's just kind of cute and neat. So a lot of people agree that the moon music from the DuckTales NES game is baller as shit. It's really good. Definitely listen to it if you haven't heard it, and also listen to the version from the DuckTales remastered game, because honestly, I think that the remastered version's better. Like, and that's kind of a big ask because that original version's great. But in in the new DuckTales TV show, they don't just reference the music, they incorporated it into the show in a really cool way. They give like a backstory to Huey, Dewey, and Louie's mom, who's named Della Duck. She, I guess, like, when she was younger, her and like Scrooge and some other folks made a rocket ship, and she flew up to the moon, but the rocket crashed, and she's been stranded up there this whole time. And like, she's still alive. She's doing what she's got to do. But it's basically revealed that like the moon song from DuckTales was like, well, in the canon of the show, it was like a lullaby that she sang to the kids when they were like babies. So they made it like a canon song in DuckTales and like made it like a moving moment in the show, because like it's a good show from what I've seen and what I've heard from people that have watched it. But it's really cute that they were like, hey, here's this thing from the NES game that everyone loves, and we're making it canon in the TV show. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's always good when they actually take inspiration from their prior works instead of just, trying to be indicative of what a children's show should be, which you see a lot of the time. Yeah,
for sure. And the last bit of news that I have, which is just fucking crazy. So Judgment, the new game by the Yakuza team, the Ryu Gagatoku dev team, that is a Yakuza spin-off. Like, it is set in Kamurocho. It has characters from Yakuza. I don't think like Kiryu's in it or anything, but it's out in Japan. Well, it was out in Japan for a while. And it did have, I don't think it had a release date over here, but okay, it did. It was scheduled to come out on June 25th of this year. And it's been out since December 13th in Japan, so it's been out for a bit, but not even one of the like lead actors, but a character that was semi-prominent in the story, Kyohei Hamura, was voiced and his face was facial captured by the actor and musician Pierre Taki. And now, Pierre Taki was recently arrested for cocaine. And he was tested in a urine sample, and it tested positive for cocaine, and that is a prison sentence of 7 years in Japan. So, Judgment, or Judge Eyes in Japan, was taken off of store shelves and removed from PlayStation Network. And they're like scrubbing him from everything he's ever been in. Like, there were, songs that played in like his hometown, and there were like manholes that had his likeness on it because they were like proud of him. And those manholes are getting thrown out. He's getting edited out of shows that he was in. He was in Kingdom Hearts 3. He was the Japanese voice of Olaf, and they are taking his voice out and replacing it with somebody else.
Man, it's just Kill Me Baby all over again.
Yeah, it sure is. I'm not going to condone cocaine use whatsoever.
But Christ.
Jesus Christ, yeah, they absolutely it is overblown. The drug use is extremely, extremely illegal in Japan, and it is extremely frowned upon. And I think it is an overblown reaction, absolutely, especially, like, people made this comparison a lot. And it is an extremely valid comparison that the Rurouni Kenshin author got arrested for. Like, they had to bring in like 8 or 9 cops to carry out all the child porn that he had at his house, and he's out on the street and still working in the industry. Like, that is a disgusting equivalence there. Like,
no, it's like the same thing. Like, when I remember when that stuff happened and he basically got off from it, I was thinking about like the Log Horizon author, I think, didn't pay his taxes or something. And it's just like, you can't make any more Log Horizon for like 8 years or something like that. Because he can't claim any money from like work or something like that. And he went to prison for a while. And it's like, man, so that happens for like all the civil shit. And then like the actual real shit, like...
yeah, like, you know, again, like, don't do coke, but that was his choice. It was just affecting him.
I guess.
Just affecting him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, it's not right. So, you know, it's unknown if this is going to delay the game, because, like, Judgment over here was going to launch with a Japanese dub. Like, it wasn't going to just be like a patch thing. Like, it was going to have the Japanese dub on there. So if you wanted to play through it with subtitles, you could. But now it seems like they haven't even officially said what they're going to do, because not only was he the voice actor, he was the face.
Yeah.
They did the face scan of him.
Yeah, you
So,
can't just
Olaf,
like lift that out, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. Like for Olaf, it's like, okay, they just have to patch it, but they're going to have to like recreate that character model. So I don't know. Who knows? It's really fucked up, and you know, it's just like the Japanese law enforcement it's bad, you know, as most law enforcement is, but that is just an absolute overblown reaction to a personal problem.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, like, if people don't know what happened with Kill Me Baby, the voice actress for one of the characters in that show was caught with, like, an incredibly small amount of cocaine, to the point where, like, she wasn't even arrested. She was arrested, but never, like, charged formally, because they were like, it was such an insanely small amount. But she hasn't been able to get work since. And, like, they pulled Kill Me Baby off of streaming services, and, like, all the other anime that she had been in, they stopped selling it on Amazon and stuff like that. Like, fucking crazy. It's so, the, like, social stigma around it, which almost feels like, you know, enforced by that law system that they have over there, it's terrible.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you know, I'm not gonna. I don't know. I don't know if saying I hope things get better is. I mean, you know, yeah, I do. I will say that. I hope things get better over there, and that, you know, or just in general, that I hope drugs are a lot less. That it's less of a punishment thing and more of a understanding and hopefully helping thing, helping people to
totally. Like,
get off that stuff.
I remember when I was watching recently one of the Kara no Kyokai movies, since those were written in the 90s, like, there's this bit where, like, the villain is like, ha, I'm evil and crazy because I do marijuana. That makes me evil and crazy and have evil ghost powers and kill people because I'm so crazy because of the weed. And it's like, jeez. Like, that's like the villain man, and he's like all fucked up, and it's like, this is what you think weed does, guys? Like, I have some news for you.
I am the ultimate villain. I'm going to fall asleep on the couch.
Exactly. Like,
I'm gonna eat this bag of grated cheese, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I'm gonna get really nauseous.
I'm gonna binge watch House on Netflix. Like, yeah,
those twisted motherfucker.
Yeah, jeez. All right. Last bit of news here, Rose. There was a big game announcement.
Yeah, it's big. So they've been doing a lot of stuff with the Master Chief Collection over the past 3 years, 4 years? Question mark. Yeah. It's been out a long fucking time. So they announced that they were adding Halo Reach, which was the Halo game that hadn't been added to the collection yet, which is the best Halo game, by the way. I just want you to know that.
It is.
Yeah. So they're adding that to the Master Chief Collection, but more importantly, they're adding the entire Master Chief Collection to the PC. they're gonna finally bring Halo to the PC for the first time since whatever Halo 2 for Windows Vista, which is a real funny thing to think about. But hell yeah! So they're starting with Reach, which is again the best one. Kind of weird to start with a showstopper, but you know, they're doing this weird pseudo paced out launch where apparently the Xbox version will end up getting Reach. Is campaign first and then the multiplayer later or something like that.
I saw something like the multiplayer, if you own the Master Chief Collection already, you get the multiplayer for free, but you have to
that was it, but you have to pay for the campaign.
And I think like the firefight or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
And but like so it's all it's remastered, you know, like the other ones are. It's going to be 4K 60 frames a second, which I know it's been like this for a while with Halo 5 and everything, but thinking about Halo in 60 frames a second is insane to me, like, as just a concept. But yeah, I'm fucking stoked. I love Halo. I haven't been able to play Halo forever because I don't have a fucking Xbox One. Is the game going to be cross-platform? Is that true?
I don't know. I mean,
I had been trying to look up stuff about it recently, but I'm going to assume it is because like their recent stuff has been.
I would think at the very least the like Microsoft Store editions would be.
Yeah,
but it's also coming out on Steam.
Yeah, and I saw Steam requires you to log into your Xbox Live account for it.
Then
as
yes,
well. So
then
I'm
yes,
going to assume it's just going to be crossplay, which is like, hell yeah, like, man. Halo's so good. I don't know, like, recently this has been a reoccurring theme with me where I've just been, like, thinking about, like, shooters like Halo or, like, Titanfall 2, and, like, compared to, like, how a lot of modern shooters have been, like, you know, PUBG, Apex Legends, stuff like that. I'm just like, man, I just want the old days. Because, like, even COD's, like, really been fucked for a while with all the shit that they pull with, like, you know, having to unlock weapons and stuff like that. But I just like the classic, you know, you have all your tools in front of you. It's just a fun shooter, like Quake style shit. Like, everyone should play Halo again. That's what I think. We can relive the Doge memes that everyone makes now. The Doge
just like unsold me on it.
So you don't like when he says like, "Oh, thanks guys, this is our last game of Halo Reach before I have to go to the boarding school."
It's not the last game of Halo Reach anymore. All the Doges can play Halo Reach together once again.
Yeah, you're going to see memes come out that are like, guys, I'm so happy we can play Halo Reach again.
I'm so happy I finally graduated from boarding school. Like,
guys, I was finally let back home. We can play Halo Reach.
We can finish the fight.
But, oh god, like, my girlfriend was like showing me some, like the Halo Reach launch trailer that they made or whatever, and I was like, God, Halo. And then like watching that trailer, I could feel the game fuel in my mouth all over again, just like those old days.
That's like the worst.
I could feel it. It's a good feeling, actually. Let me tell you, I could feel it. The taste. That cherry
mouthfeel.
Yeah, that feeling in your heart. Of it beating way too fast because you had way too much fucking caffeine because the game fuel is going to kill you.
Yeah, that's... Alright.
Halo.
Alright. Well, are we ready to move on to questions?
Yeah?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay. If you want to send in questions, go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. You'll sound like these folks. Anonymous asks, what is Solin's favorite background music from Final Fantasy Dawn of Souls, and why is it Matoya's Cave?
Oh, that's the banger right there. It goes dun 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 dun.
Well, Solon isn't here, but I'm gonna do an approximation of what Solon would say. All right.
Okay.
Well, guys, I just feel like every song in Final Fantasy Dawn of Souls has its own little spark of joy in it. And I think if we just all listen to it together, I think we'd all have a great time. And there's just something to Final Fantasy 1 and 2 that I think everyone should try it. I think everyone should try it. We could get together, we can hang out, we can do whatever you want. It'll be a great time. So there you go. That's my impression of Solon.
That's very posy. I think you captured the likeness.
That's because that's Solon. Solon's the nicest motherfucker on planet Earth. It's overwhelming sometimes, but God bless. God bless. Shulis asks, how much older can they make Dante while still fighting demons? When will Dante become Bad Grandpa starring Johnny Knoxville?
You know, I feel like he can fucking go forever and ever. I feel like they'll keep wheeling him out until he's in a wheelchair and he's using the wheelchair to attack.
That'd be tight as shit, actually.
It would, yeah, Matt. You know what? Like, what I picture is like the wheelchair is one of the weapons, but he can get up and he uses like an IV bag on a stick to like do like crazy shit. Like, yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, give me that. Give me that. Woo!
Do you think that'll be in DMC 6, or do you think that will be in
7?
Like, 7? All right.
Yeah.
He's got one more in him before he's like sent to the home.
Yeah, no. I feel like, especially with like them putting V into 5 now, they're really trying to like be like, hey guys, can we not make a game about Dante for once? Like, game has the least Dante yet. And they really add a lot to Nero to make him fun. So I'm excited.
Okay. Harlequin Wheels asks, what's your favorite button prompt that a game has asked you to do? For example, in Wonderful 101 where you mash A to protect Earth, or while in stealth, press square to kiss your wife, or maybe even that Call of Duty one.
They stole mine. This is going to be the Wonderful 101 one. It's so good. Oh, Wonderful 101 has just a lot of really amazing ones. Like, you just mash A so much in that game.
Mash A for very good things.
It's so, like, it's just like, the mash A to protect Earth is like, oh, I can't even explain that to you without a million spoilers, but it's...
I've seen an LP of it, so I know.
Oh, I got one. Slight spoilers to Devil May Cry 5. Can I just have slight spoilers?
Sure.
Sure.
At the very last mission of the game, Nero gets his devil trigger, and what it does is it adds a button that you haven't been able to press the entire game, and you press it, and Nero yells, "Fuck you," and flips off the air and explodes and just turns into a demon. And it's just a dedicated fuck you button.
Great.
And I love that.
Damn, they're really bringing in some stuff from the reboot, though.
Oh, it's good, though.
I mean, I don't know. It's not really like a button prompt, but I still really love like Undertale having just the mercy button. You know, just the be nice button. Or I mean, there is the like the comfort him button, like being able to just go hug your bro.
Yeah, and like the
You
stuff
need
in
to press A
Deltarune
to-
also is like,
Yeah.
they did a lot of fun stuff with that.
Press A to talk to Sans. God.
Who the hell are you is my favorite one. There you go from Undertale. When you go up to Sans Undertale and you say, who the hell are you?
Now they have one.
See, I'm trying not to go with the obvious one here that you would expect me to say. So I'll say anytime. No, I know what it is. It's that moment in Detroit where you have to have Marcus paint a picture, and you have to decide like identity, loneliness. Like, I am human, or
You
whatever.
can just
like,
paint his picture, which I think is really funny.
yeah, he just paint himself. Yeah, or just copy the dude's
copy
thing.
his,
Yeah,
and he's like, Marcus, how could you? You just doesn't have any soul.
yeah.
God.
I think you do that, like, regardless, and then he's like, no, you have to paint something from the heart, and then you're like, who am I, or whatever. Like, I was gonna say press X to Jason, but like I felt like it had to make it more contemporary.
I mean, that one's legendary for a reason.
Yeah,
you know?
it is. It really fucking is.
I like
Absolutely.
all of the button prompts in Indigo Prophecy for anything that happens where you have to play Simon Says. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
The apartment scene, how about that? There you go. When he randomly becomes a Matrix superhero and jumps off of the helicopter and all this bullshit.
Oh,
the fucking David Cage fan cast up in here.
Fans. Boy. That's what we are.
Yeah.
Fan cast.
Admirers over here,
Let's see. Our Anonymous asks, in the past year or so, I went from pretty exclusively liking turn-based RPGs to spending my time playing skill-based action games like DMC and God Hand. How much has your taste in games changed over time? What's something you hated back in the day but now love, and vice versa? I mean, I kind of feel like my problem is that I don't have too much different. Like, I feel like I'm kind of playing the same games that I've always played, and no, that's not necessarily a bad thing because I'm still playing a good amount of games, but it's like, you know, I've always liked fighting games, I've always liked RPGs, and I'm still playing those mostly, and I hate strategy games, but I've never liked them, I never will, I feel like, so, you know, and I'm open to try anything, but I don't know. I feel like my taste has been pretty similar.
Yeah, I definitely feel like as I've gotten older, I've gotten way more into just like adventure games. I never really played them when I was younger, and now like that makes up a pretty sizable chunk of what I play. I don't really know that there's any kind of genre that like I stopped enjoying. Like maybe platformers, I guess. Like I haven't really played a platformer in a long time. Like they just don't interest me anymore, I guess. I played Mario when I was a kid and Crash Bandicoot. Like, I don't know. That's like the closest I can think of, I guess.
Rose?
You know, I don't really... I used to play a lot of Fire Emblem games and games like Fire Emblem, and I still play Fire Emblem, but like what I'll do is be very one and done with Fire Emblem as opposed to the old days. Like, and I don't really like any games like it. Like, I didn't enjoy Banner Saga that much. There was some other game that was similar to that. I don't know. I can't play those anymore. And open world games, I cannot stand anymore.
Yeah, actually, that's a good pick. Like, yeah, actually, now that I think of it, like when I was in like high school or college and I had no money and like I would get one game every like 2 or 3 months, like open world games were great. Like it was great playing Assassin's Creed back then because there was tons of shit on the map and stuff to do.
Like for me, it was Prototype and Red Dead 1.
And now it's just like, oh my fucking god! Like, please, not everything needs to be this.
Like, they really killed it. Like, I remember thinking, I don't know how y'all feel about Horizon Zero Dawn, but I remember that was, I think, the breaking point for me with open world games, where it was just like, this is the same thing that it's been every single time. There's like no innovation going on here. There's no like really like interesting things happening. The story is being like forced into being a very specific way because of this open world direction, stuff like that. Like it just made me go like, man, I hate open world games. Yeah,
I think like Horizon, I was tolerant of it, like because I enjoyed the combat enough.
Yeah,
and I liked the aesthetic of that world and its concept enough that it like kept me going. But by that point, I was definitely at that stage, like just like, yeah. I think for me, the one that just made me go like, I hate these now is what was the Assassin's Creed that was set in like Victorian London called? Was that Unity?
Syndicate.
Syndicate, right? I played that and I was just like, man, this is boring. I do not like this. This map has 10,000 things on it, and I don't want to do any of them.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I don't know if you have the collectible disease brain that I have, but like
I used to. I had like back when I didn't like have a job and like couldn't afford a game every week, like or whatever. Like when I couldn't afford to just keep up with games if I wanted to. I definitely was like the kind of person who did that in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed 3 and shit. Like just
no,
it's on
exactly.
the map, I gotta get it.
It's that type of thing where it's like they've become so bad that they broke me out of it for those games, like completely. Like Red Dead Redemption 2, I did basically none of the side content because it was all like, wow, I don't want to spend time doing this. Fuck.
I don't want to track down these fucking cave paintings or whatever the fuck was in that game,
like,
or like
why
these
would I do
fish,
this?
or like I don't need this. Like, I find now, like, when I play an open world game, I just mainline the story pretty much. Like, the last time I didn't just do that was The Witcher, and that's like
they provide things for you to do.
That's like the last good open world game. And they should stop making them.
Man, like I feel like Horizon was the breaking point for me, and then like Breath of the Wild was the real killer to me. Like, I mean, I've said my stance on Breath of the Wild, I think, plenty of times, but like, I really just am terrified that that's where Zelda's going to be now forever, because every game is
where
that.
Everything else is.
Yeah, and that's what I liked about Zelda. You know, it was always like Zelda.
Yeah.
It was, you could go there for Zelda, and now it's just like, okay, well, I guess Zelda's everything else now too.
Yeah, I mean, they made Metro an open world game, and I know Scott loves that game, but like, fucking Metro is about being in the Metro.
I know.
It's so integral to what that thing is, and then like going, actually no, the like above ground is actually habitable after all. Oh well, open world now. Like, no.
I know.
Like, please stop.
Weird.
God of War went open world, kind of.
Man, fuck
like,
that.
Fucking like. What is next to go open world? You know, like, are we gonna fucking get like Halo open world, Halo Infinite? Is that what the Infinite is?
That's what it looks like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Open world, fucking Danganronpa V4 or whatever.
Finally.
Honestly, like, the worst part is all of these maps like suck also. Like, that's the consistent thing with these open world things. Like, if you think about like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, to use an old example, like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood has so much verticality and like walking around and like interesting things to like peek into and like landmarks and stuff like that. And then like you go to Syndicate, which is a good example, everything's the same. It just all looks the same everywhere. And
like, and then like you get stuff like Red Dead is a good example, but also Assassin's Creed Origins. I played that for like 2 hours, and I looked at the map when I started it, and I was like, this is way fucking bigger than I want to deal with. I don't want to play this game anymore. Like, this is huge. This is unmanageable. Like, it's too much.
Yeah.
Like,
all these games are overwhelming. That's just how they are.
Yeah.
They're just overwhelming.
Yeah.
I just want to play JRPGs forever and then sleep.
We got 2 questions just for Rose, because that's how it goes.
Oh, okay.
Your girlfriend Robin asks, do you think Bayonetta 3 could learn anything from Devil May Cry 5?
Oh yeah, like I said, remove the items. Like, straight up. Like, I feel like items are such an unnecessary thing, and it like whereas Devil May Cry still has items to an extent with, like, you know, equipping the arms and stuff like that. I feel like removing stuff like in Bayonetta, you have to equip like trinkets and stuff like that to do various things and all this bullshit. Just cut that all out. Like, just remove that. It's so unnecessary. And also make the characters feel different. That's something that's been a problem with me with Bayonetta, is like, you unlock these different characters and then they're just Bayonetta reskins basically. I would really like some more variety. Like if they let you actually play as the Loki kid in Bayonetta 2, like, that would have been cool, you know? Like, you're going around throwing cards and stuff, but instead it's just like, no, you're just gonna go back to Bayonetta now. He just ran a little bit.
Okay. And secondly, this is from Anonymous. I know you're super excited for Halo Reach on Steam. I am too. What do you think makes Reach the best of the Halo games?
So, Reach still followed in that same thing of, like, hey, there's weapons on the map somewhere and you'll know where to go to it, which is the best part of Halo to me, is, like, you know, those fucking kill zones where everyone's fighting each other to the death to get a sword or something. Like, I love for that shit. But, like, Halo Reach has loadouts, like, every first-person shooter has, but it did them really smart, where it's a predetermined loadout that everyone has access to, and they have trade-offs for each of them. Like, if you want to sprint, for example, you, like, don't get to do a jetpack and stuff like that. Like, I really liked being able to choose, like, oh, this map, this is a jetpack would be really good for this map. I'm going to go with the jetpack and stuff like that. And the different gun loadouts in, like, some of the other modes. And that was really great. If we're talking just the campaign, what I really love about the campaign is how diverse the environment is. Because Halo is a lot of green and silver. Like, Halo is a lot of fucking, like, big open fields and then tech. You know, and the good thing about Reach was it was on Reach, which is like this like planet in the lore or whatever, but it's like these cool, like beautiful tundras and like deserts and stuff like that, and like really just like the sort of environments that you just hadn't seen in Halo games that really like made it feel cool. It made it feel like this alien place instead of just like, wow, we found Tech Earth, which is how I feel about the other Halo rings. It's just a fucking good game. Especially, like, as that game went on and they started adding, like, community maps to, like, the matchmaking and, like, just doing a lot of more interesting stuff with modes and things. It was just... those are the golden days of gaming to me, let me tell you.
Good story, too.
Yeah. No, totally. I will forever hold up that fucking ending mission as, like... oh, this is perfect. Like, this is how video games should try to do things. Like, just fucking out there fighting to the death. And you just... it ends when you do. Like, that's so cool.
Yeah. It's a, like... I'm not a huge Halo fan, but, like, I really love that ending of Reach. I think is one of the best endings for... a first-person shooter, certainly, like, that they've ever done, or anyone has ever done. Like, it's a really great way to tell that story. Because you know at the start of Reach what's going to happen at the end. Like, you know how that thing ends. You know how that thing ends if you played Halo 1, like, pretty much. Like, so, yeah. It is a really good way of telling that story.
That's so cool. I love Halo Reach. I'm so glad that people will get to play it now. Again, like people who maybe have never played it before, because it still holds up. I played it a couple years ago, and it still feels like really, really good. And it's a shame that like Halo 5 is apparently bad, and Halo 4 wasn't that great either. So,
yeah, I loved all the memes where it was like everyone. You could buy all the Halo games piecemeal on PC, and it's just people flipping off Halo 4.
Halo 4, man, that's the thing is like, something I don't like about first-person shooters, and this might just be a me thing, is I don't like loadouts. Like, that's why I really like the Reach system, where it's like everyone has access to the same loadouts. I don't like the idea of another player just having the gun that is the best gun in the game, and I don't have access to it because I haven't been playing that long or something.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I hated in Halo 4, I remember when Halo 4 came out, they let you put a fucking shotgun pistol in your loadout, and, like, everyone was just using the shotgun pistol and killing everyone in one hit. Like, it was just the stupidest thing in the world. And it's like, man, that's the difference between Halo and Call of Duty, is the higher time to kill, you know? Like, in Halo, like, things feel more impactful and take a little longer, whereas, like, Call of Duty's very run and gun. And Halo 4 removing that was just sort of... And then removing the weapons. It was just
marching in step with the trends.
Exactly. Like, they lost what made Halo Halo. They just wanted to make it money first-person shooter. Just like when they added the MOBA mode to fucking 5 or whatever. Like, what the hell is that? Ugh.
Let's see here. Bonjour asks, what's your favorite train in a video game? I feel like we answered this like 7 years ago, but I guess we can.
Yeah, now we can revisit it and see how we've changed.
Yeah. I'm gonna say the train from Resident Evil 0.
Like,
to me, that's the iconic video game train.
I mean, the train of souls that when from Final Fantasy 6, 6.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Very sad.
Doom Train.
Doom Train, yeah.
I like the fucking train from Animal Crossing GameCube. I think about it all the time, just because it's just
when you're getting pestered by the cat.
Yeah, and just like going to visit other friends' towns and stuff like that, and Rover pops up and he's like, "Hey, you're visiting that town? That guy's a real asshole. I hope you know that." Like,
yeah, I do. Thanks.
Yeah, that's my asshole friend. Thanks.
I'm just going over there to steal some fruit. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, Animal Crossing GameCube.
Yeah, that's something that I've noticed, and like, as I've gotten older, I've like drifted away from Animal Crossing, but GameCube Animal Crossing has such a specific mood to it that the rest of the games did not have.
Absolutely, it's very homey.
It's like, I don't mean dark in a bad way, but it is definitely a darker game. Like, it has a much more muted palette. It's way more simple. It has this like super moody atmosphere that the rest of them is just like they just turn the brightness up, everyone's smiling at you, and it's way cheerier. And that's fine, that's good, I like it. I love Isabelle. I love to see her smiling dog face in my office, but like Isabelle wouldn't have existed in the GameCube version because she's too cheery for that game.
There's just this air of experimentalism as well as like an almost like mysticism. I don't know if that's the right word. Mysteriousness. Like, there's an air of mystery to it. Yeah. Like, it's just like, man, like, you don't know what could happen in this fucked up animal world. Like, everyone's like a weird asshole to you, but then sometimes they're your friends. They're randomly doing dances in the town square, and you're like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, hey, don't you fucking know what day it is? And you're like, what? Hey, what? No? And they're like, well, it's the day of the tree, you asshole. And it's like, hey, oh my god.
Check your calendar sometime, numbnuts. Like,
yeah, like everyone's just like that all the time. Or like they'll be like, I wrote a letter to like fucking Pearl and told her that she sucks ass. And it's like, whoa. And then you go to Pearl and Pearl's like, got this letter that says I sucks ass. Hope you'll be my friend now. And it's like, whoa. And you feel like you're really breaking through. You can kick a ball down a hill. Crazy shit like that. You can make a paper airplane.
Bring back balls and paper airplanes in Animal Crossing Switch.
Bring back the NESs.
You know what? Yeah, they're not going to do it, but yeah, do it. I mean, it would be a small touch, but hell, just make it so like everything that's available on the NES subscription, if you have an online subscription, just let me play it inside Animal Crossing. Give me that wrapper. I don't care. I know it's useless, but just do it anyway.
No, yeah, I feel like the later ones just became more sterile and focused, whereas like the original didn't really have a focus to it. Like it really just felt like you did whatever you wanted to do. Whereas like, New Leaf, you go to the fucking island and make money and then come back and then do whatever you want to do with that money. Wild World, you dig up the fossils and sell them. Like, ugh.
All right, last question. Just remember, videogamechuchu.tumblr.com/ask. That's how you send them in. And send them in whenever you want. It doesn't have to be right when we ask. It can be whenever you want. So if you're like on a boat somewhere and you're like, damn, I just came up with a really good question. As long as you have connection to the internet, you can send in a question to videogamechuchu.tumblr.com/ask.
And if you're on a boat, like if you own a boat, we want to hear from. We just want to hear about your boat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Much,
please.
Like, what are you doing out there? Like.
What made you want to buy the boat?
Yeah.
Do you fish? I would love to hear about your fishing endeavors.
Do you fish? Do you help people go sleep with the fish? Like,
do you save people out in the ocean?
Many things you can do.
Yeah, the murder. Is it a murder boat? Is it a murder boat?
Yeah.
You don't have to tell us if it's a murder boat. We don't want to implicate you.
We don't want to get implicated more than anything else, I think.
Absolutely.
Actually, now that I think about it, yeah.
Send in if it's a murder boat, and we won't read it on the air, but we'll read it personally and make our own judgments.
We'll be like, oh god. All right, last question. Skull Spectre says, playing Breath of the Wild recently since I never finished it, and one of my favorite things about it is its durability system, which I initially didn't like. Lots of games have durability systems, but they often amount to nothing more than an upkeep cost you pay, with no gameplay or decision-making involved. In Breath of the Wild, durability makes combat more interesting, since you have to decide which weapons you use, and it makes weapons more valuable. Do you prefer games with or without those systems? I'm just going to first off say I disagree with you on the highest level. I think that the Breath of the Wild durability makes that game far worse than it should be. I think it's bad.
I think that I like it in theory, and then in practice, they don't do enough with it and base their systems around it in the most boring ways. Like, going around and being like, well, every reward's going to be a sword is a lot less interesting than standard Zelda treasure. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be the same fucking sword you've seen a million times now. It's never going to be like this crazy wild sword you've never seen before.
Yeah, and then when you get that crazy wild sword you've never seen before, it's just going to break in 5 minutes.
Exactly, yeah. Like, I really like the concept of it, and then in practice, it's just...
Yeah, I've never played Breath of the Wild, but, like, I like the concept of a durability system, but it's never been done well. Like, my one big problem with the fucking Witcher 3 is that every single sword in that game has, like, the durability of, like, a piece of paper mache.
Yeah.
Like, it just, like, I just fixed my sword. Now I'm gonna go out. Oh, what? I didn't even finish the mission, and now I need another one of these fucking 20 swords I just picked up off these, like, goons that are just hanging around, like, because I now need a sword to finish this fucking mission because Geralt's swords are all broken already again. Like, I feel like the big problem with them is that either games tend to balance them to be too brittle or to balance them to be way too, like, durable, so that when so that you forget that they even have that in there. And then it breaks and you're like, what the fuck? I didn't know this could break. Or like, oh, I forgot this could break and now I'm screwed. You know, like, nobody's ever gotten that balance right.
Like, yeah, you know, like, what's, like, a really, like, bizarre... Like, I love Dark Souls 2. I'm going to say that right now. A lot of people don't. But one of the weirdest things about Dark Souls 2 to me is the way that they decided to do durability, which is, like... I don't know if you know how it works, but you basically, all the weapons have durability and they restore when you rest at a bonfire unless you broke it. So, like, they break down really quickly. So it means, like, you have to rest at bonfires, like, pretty consistently or you're not going to be able to do anything. And it just feels, like, stupid, right? Like, that's stupid.
Right. Yeah. And, like, I haven't played Dark Souls 2, and I'm not, like, a super expert on Dark Souls, but doesn't resting at a bonfire just respawn all the enemies too?
Yep.
So that, like, just adding another layer of just pointless bullshit to it. Just, like, you killed all these guys, but your sword's fucked, so you gotta sit down and rest.
Yeah,
and now they're back. Great. Like, do it again.
And that's similar to how I feel about Breath of the Wild, in that, like, there's only a handful of fights that really feel necessary to that game, and it's just like you'll be traversing around the world and you'll come across these mook enemies, and it's like, well, I just have these swords, and, like, fighting these guys, I'm gonna go through like 2 or 3 swords just to fight. Excuse me. Just fighting the most basic enemies, and it's just, why bother fighting at all if you're just gonna run through your resources so quickly? It's probably the thing that I dislike the most about that game, and, like, I guess I understand if you feel differently, but man, that is just not what I want to go for that kind of game for at all. Like, The Witcher, you know, like, I definitely understand where you're coming from now, but, like, I didn't have a problem like that at all in The Witcher, and I mean, maybe that's just because it was almost a little fun for me to be like, oh, my weapons are getting a little rusty, I'm gonna go sharpen them. And then I'm like, ooh, I like to have my sharp swords. But, like, Breath of the Wild doesn't have something like that. Like, if the durability was like, oh, they would get battered, and then you have to sharpen them. Like, if there was an item that let you heal the swords or do something before they broke, I feel like I'd be singing a completely different tune. Like, the fact that it's so... just go through everything so quickly, just fighting the most basic enemies, it makes combat feel so just useless at times.
The real problem with Breath of the Wild to me that goes with this system is, like, even in concept, like we said, I like the system. The enemies in Breath of the Wild are not interesting enough to, like, serve that system. Like, Everything's
No.
a fucking bokoblin. Everything is a bokoblin. And then, like, a big bokoblin. And it's...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's some fights that are cool. Like, if you're fighting a Lionel, if you're fighting, like, a Guardian or something, those are neat. You know, there's the big, like, the giant enemies, you know, like the dudes that have the stuff on their necklaces, or, like, the rock golems. Like, there are cool fights in Breath of the Wild, but I feel like you should get something more than just, oh, hey, here's a hand. Because, yeah, like, you fight one of those giants... And what do you get from them? Like, a couple of, like, items that you can use for crafting, and then, a bunch of shitty weapons.
Yeah.
You don't get anything of use. But, like, in other Zelda games, like, yeah, they're more, like, straightforward, but if you fought an enemy like that big goblin guy, you'd get a key to continue to go through the dungeon, or maybe even you'd get the weapon that you would use on the boss at the end of the dungeon. Like, it's way more rewarding. And it doesn't feel like wasted time. Breath of the Wild feels a lot like wasted time to me, and that's probably...
That's most durability systems, right? Like, that's the thing that sucks, is, like, a big thing in MMOs is they all have it as supposed to be, like, you know, an economical money sink, where, like, players are guaranteed to have to not have a certain amount of money, you know, like, always have to put it in. But it just is, like, the worst. Like, in Final Fantasy XIV, for example, you know, people will do these raids, and they'll bash their heads against it forever. Like, they'll just keep, like, you know, trying to go over and over again. And sometimes you'll just have someone be like, oh, my gear broke. So then you just have to, like, waste time making every single person in your party leave so that person can go fix their gear. And it's just like, why even have the system? What's the point? Like, it's these systems just are busy work to me. Like, it feels like no one actually adds, like, at least Breath of the Wild, they thought about it a little bit. Like, I guess I can give them that. Like, they at least tried to consider the concept of a durability system in some sort of interesting light, as opposed to, like, games like The Witcher and stuff like that, where it feels like they really just go, oh, games have durability systems. We need to have a durability system.
Yeah, this needs to be realistic. And it's like...
yeah, like...
You know, like there's a way to make it realistic. Like, I could believe there being a durability to the weapons, but, again, like what Niall said, it's either too much or too little.
Yeah.
I would rather have it just be buffs than, like...
Yeah, that's like a better
to,
system.
Yeah, like, instead of it being like in The Witcher, for example, like you said, where it's like, oh, your sword broke, now you're just fucked, unless you have to go all the way back or whatever in the middle of your thing. Like, that's not fun. This is stupid. Like, because you could put up with, like, oh, I'm not doing, like, I don't know, bonus fire damage or something. I can put up with this for a little while or whatever and finish this up. But, like, not when it's like, oh, I can't do anything. It's...
Absolutely. All right. Well, that should do it for this week's show. Is there anything else you two folks want to bring up before you wrap up? No.
Devil May Cry 5's great game.
Let's do the usual here. Twitter at VGChooChoo, Tumblr videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com. We have our Discord server, thegamezone.zone. You type that into your web browser and you'll go there. There's plenty of good, fine folks hanging out, ready to chat with you. So if you want to meet folks, that's a good place to go. Also, patreon.com/VGCC. We got the first episode of The Route is on there.
Yeah.
I think a little bit after you hear this, it'll be free, but if you want to get it right now, just go give $3. $3 gets you that, and Chuchigatri Unlimited Train Works. It's 2 whole podcasts a week before everybody else. That's some primo content for $3. So consider donating. It's $3 a month, too. It's like nothing. $3 a month? Just think about it. And finally, thank you to Melt Channel /Magic Circuit for our theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to hear more Melt Channel, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com. And look up Magic Circuit on Spotify to hear their music. It's all really good. Worth the Spotify sub even, so there you go. Just go spend all your money on That's all I can think about. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. So long.